He returns home. Okay, 63 miles from home. But David Brenner is doing one night right here at the Atlantic Club Casino Hotel Saturday night. And I'm with him right now. Hey, David, welcome back to Atlantic City.
Thanks. He picked me up on the beach. I was sand crabbing like I always do on Fridays for Yuntiv, you know. We eat a lot of shellfish on Yuntiv, and I come down Atlantic City. I didn't get any crabs. I got crabs here when I was 16, but they weren't the kind you eat, so everyone was upset and everything.
Did you notice we had an air show going on today?
I thought we were being attacked. I was under the bed for 5 hours. Are you kidding me? I saw jets. I said, that's it, you know?
You've been making us laugh for decades. Your insightful humor, you go political sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But with all that,
yeah,
you got picked up and you made the most appearances on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show of any entertainer. How did that happen?
Well, and also the Mike Douglas show. And
well, that was in your backyard.
Yeah, and also the most appearances on all total of anyone else on all the talk shows. But how does it happen? You keep going on. That's how it happens. You call up and you get it, and you write the material, and you go on and you keep writing material, and it's all a matter of coming up with new material. So people, one time my father called me. He lived down here in Ventnor, and my father called me. He said, "This is David Brenner week." And he had his TV guide. He called it David Brenner Week. What was it? He said, "You're hosting a Tonight Show next week." Right. You're already co-hosting Douglas for next week. You're on Merv Griffin, Dinah Shore, and you're the center. You're center in Hollywood Squares. You're the center of Hollywood Squares. All that in 1 week. And after that week was over, he called me up. He said, "Not only did you never repeat a joke, you did all new material, but you wore all new material. You didn't repeat what you were wearing." That was probably my finest hour, and no one else recognized it except my father and I.
But you're funny, and that's the reason you do all this. If you weren't funny, you keep people laughing. You've made us happy for years.
Thank you. If I weren't funny, I'd be you. You know what I mean?
So you would be me, and everybody's saying that right now.
Yeah, I'd be you.
You were also the last comedian on the Sullivan Show and the first comedian on Letterman's Ed Sullivan Theater Show.
That was a wild thing. I did the Ed Sullivan Show. I did Johnny Carson on January 8th. I did Sullivan. Then he had me back the next week. Then I did Sullivan in February, and I got a contract. I did so well. I got a 5-shot contract for $10,000 for 2. For $15,000, I think it was for 2, and $25,000 for 1. That was unbelievable. I had $3 in my name when I did Carson. And then he, Ed Sullivan, it's a shame, he went a little off. He's wearing like fish heads around his neck and things like that. So that show ended, and that was the last live show. And then 23 years later, Letterman called me and said, "Would you come over? Because I'm not used to the studio here at CBS. It's all new to me, and I know I can relax with you." I said, "Sure." So I went over and I did it. While I was backstage, the stagehand said to me, "You're the first comedian to go on Letterman." And I thought, wait a minute, I was 23 years before that, I was the last comedian on Sullivan, and 23 years later, I'm walking back on this stage as the first comedian on something. I mean, that's a weird coincidence.
And Saturday night here at the Atlantic Club, the place is going to be packed. There may be some tickets left. You could try. There may be, but you're going to bring it. We're going to talk about the current political situation in the country.
Well, it's horrible. I pick up the paper in the morning, and let's say I pick up the paper at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm depressed by 8:15. I mean, how can you not? If you don't laugh at this stuff, you're in a lot of trouble.
That's what we depend on you for, to bring new meaning to what's really going on.
Well, I don't know how we elect these guys, or have potential to elect guys who are so stupid. I mean, I wouldn't want Romney. I wouldn't want him living next door to me. He'd be one of these annoying neighbors with that same smile all the time that he has, and his bank account and his offshore stuff. He's a gun. We had a name for it in the neighborhood. It's called a gonif. A gonif. You know what a gonif is? A gonif, yeah, is a guy who isn't exactly straight. You know what I mean? I don't mean it sexually. I mean it financially.
But he has good hair.
Hey, I have good hair too. Would you want me as a president?
Actually, you have great hair.
No, so that doesn't make me.
That's one of your trademarks.
Yeah, it is, and it's real. It's one of these things that people think it's not real.
I'm not gonna. I'll let him pull on it. You are wonderful, and I love having you on here. And tomorrow night, Saturday night, if you're watching this on Saturday on NJ.com, it's tonight. David Brenner takes the stage right here at the Atlantic Club. Come on down and party. This is Atlantic City. We encourage you to come on down, drink, and don't drive. Park and party right here in AC. David Brenner getting ready to do AC. Mark Berman for NJ.com.